So far we discussed about a CPU, RAM, and ROM, and motherboard is pending. Okay, so we'll see what are the things are pending part. So different components we discuss about different components, both internally to your system and external connectivity. Okay, printer, scanner kind of stuff. The how the cabinet is look like, what is how CPUs look like, and what is the heat sink fan, heat sink paste. Okay. Next one is CPU specification. What are the things you have to check for a CPU? Just I have some CPU that's depends upon your work related, guys. For example, I'm very basic user, so better go with a i3 processor like that. Okay, means regular use, like a lot of browsing related is there. i3 is good. Basic gamer, so i3 is good. Okay, so you are using a little advanced, means programming is required. i3 is okay. Basic programming, i3 is okay. You have to run little big applications, virtual machines kind of stuff, or big applications. i5. Not only processor, guys, RAM is also important. So for example, you take an i7 processor and 4 GB RAM, waste. You take i5 processor, 8 GB RAM, good. That's the thing. You take a i5 processor as 16 GB RAM, good, very good. Okay. You take a i3 processor, 8 GB RAM, good, right? So that's the point. So processor is important and a RAM is also an important part. Next, now we are taking a generation wise. If you take in a generation wise, the recent generations are also good. And in the generation also compulsory, what are the generation it is, how many number of cores, what is their clock speed, what is the cache memory. These are also important to check it. Okay. Yeah, already I told like 32-bit, 64-bit. You take a 32-bit processor, 32-bit type of operating system, 32-bit of application, 32-bit of device drivers. Okay, so only same architecture, no less powers. Okay, in a few years back, we have a 32-bit system. Someone installed a 64-bit Windows 7. It is installed. It is got installed. If it is 64, we can't install 32. But on 32-bit processor, they install a 64. Somewhat compatible, it is installed, but it is work horribly. The application support, driver support, completely horrible work. So better with the same architecture is always good. So what about a 64-bit, and then what is the difference between RAM and ROM? Random access memory, read-only memory. RAM is a temporary memory. ROM is a kind of permanent memory. So RAM is a volatile memory type. What is volatile memory? Even when power is off, data will be gone in the volatile memory device. ROM is even power is off, data still be there in the device. Example, your PenDrives, hard disks, these are all non-volatile devices only. Okay, so RAM, some people ask, like I said, when we discuss about RAM sizes, what is about a ROM size? ROM has a size, but we never discuss, we never put in the idea of ROM. Okay. ROM is a fixed chip on your motherboard. So usually we don't go and change the ROM kind of stuff. So ROM contains information, which is our BIOS information, which is nothing but a firmware, which helps you to boot up your system and also recognize the hardware devices. And it helps our operating system to boot, and as well as it will tell operating system to what are the devices are there. Okay. So that's the ROM duty. It is a fixed program is there, and of course some variable options also there. There's hardware related settings, date and time, hardware information is the boot priorities in the your ROM. That is what we call it as a BIOS or a UEFI. Okay, But yeah, coming to the RAM is a variable, means you can insert a RAM, you can remove a RAM, you can change the RAM kind of stuff.
Hello, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, Atish Singh present. Please mark my attendance.
Atish Singh. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Next one is RAM. RAM is a random access memory, primary memory, and it is a main memory. It is a volatile memory, different type of RAM, SRAM, DRAM. SRAM is a static RAM, so it is a cache memory. We use SRAM as a cache memory, which is built inside of CPU. Even SRAM also we don't change, we can't change the SRAM because of it is built inside CPU. When you buy a CPU, the CPU contains a cache memory inside. Okay, so DRAM is which we are actually inserting our DRAM into a slots. That is our DRAM. Okay, so DRAM has an option like we can insert, we can replace, we can add additionally. So RAM sizes we discuss in RAM, not ROM sizes we don't discuss. That's why we don't know what is the ROM size. Okay, it is a built one. Dynamic RAM. So dynamic RAM is a DRAM. The DRAM is again it is different DRAMs are there. So one of the DRAM is SDRAM, synchronous dynamic RAM, and it is further developed into DDR. Now we are using a RAMs that is DDR type of RAMs only. DDR5 is the latest into the market, released into the market also. Yeah, data will be lost in a volatile memory. Okay, data will be lost in a volatile memory when power is off. Even power is on, generally RAM is like a, it will load the data from IO devices and then it will give it to CPU. Once it is give it to CPU, again it will load. A simple example, guys, it is a bucket. So there is a well and there is a some kind of stuff. Okay, you fetching water, like you take a water and pour. What take a water, pour, take a water, pour. So it is never store anything data permanently. RAM never store any data permanently. Even it is at power is on, power is off, it fetch it and give it, fetch it, give it, fetch it, give it. Only that is CPU to RAM, RAM to IO, IO to RAM, RAM to CPU. This is the only function. It is never store any data permanently. But power is off, that data also will be gone. But ROM, it is built, the program is built inside of your ROM chip. So which is don't load anything separately. Of course, it will load in only few data from your additional connectivity, like what are the things connected to your motherboard, like CPU, RAM, hard disk, CD-ROM, okay, SSDs. So those data will gather by your BIOS. When you turn on your PC, this data will be, of course, RAM, so random access memory, which is we check the sizes are important, speed, the model, and the voltage levels. You want to add an additional RAM, you want to, what happened to this? Okay, so what are the things? It depends upon CPU specifications and motherboard compatibilities. You have to choose a RAM, number of RAMs, memory types, depends upon your motherboard and CPU. Better if you are already having a system, either laptop or desktop. So check your what is the existing RAM, okay, and based on that you can replace or upgrade your RAM. Okay, and I told about two packages, DIMM or RIM packages, are generally it is for desktop purposes. SODIMM packages means small outline DIMM packages, which is a small size, which is useful. It is we are connecting for a laptops. Every RAM having a pin configuration and notch configuration, guys. One RAM is different from other RAM notch configuration wise or a pin configuration wise. Lot of information is there, we don't go to that. So this is what I told, CPU to RAM, RAM to IO. Between there is a cache which is built inside your CPU. ROM, read-only memory, Of course, we are using EPROMs, electrical eligible programmable read only. It is a rewritable program. Okay, so the ROM chip contains a program called BIOS, basic input output system. Nowadays, we are getting UEFI. What is UEFI? It is a new version of BIOS. In some desktops or laptops having two options, BIOS options or UEFI option, because of its older operating system does not support UEFI. Newer operating systems support both BIOS and UEFI. Okay, so that's the point. Okay. So when you start your PC, guys, the BIOS is nothing but a firmware or firmware which help you to boot your system. First, it will perform post, power and self-test. Recognize the devices what are the connected to your motherboard, like a CPU, RAM, your graphics card, audio card, or your connected hard disk, CD-ROM. It will recognize first. Okay. Next, it will locate and it will tell where to find an operating system and what order you have to find an operating system. That is called a boot priority, and it will tell how to load operating system in the way that is we will also discuss later. And also it will tell an operating system what are the hardware devices are there. So to recognize what are the devices to recognize by operating system, it will help like that. Okay, so BIOS, different manufacturer of BIOS is there, which is on your motherboard. This is a boot processing, guys. So that we will discuss separately. So these are the your BIOS settings and CMOS battery. Just a small revision because it's small points. That's why, and important. Okay. What is a BIOS battery? It is a lithium battery. BIOS battery or a CMOS battery. BIOS battery, CMOS battery, all names are same. Actually, it is a lithium battery, 3 volts lithium battery it is. Okay. In your BIOS chip, there is a data which is gathered data, hardware recognizing data is there, like CPU information, RAM information, CD-ROM information, or DVD information, or hard disk, SSD, or graphics card, or audio card, or additional LAN cards. Their information it will gather and store into your BIOS chip. And also there is a date and time, BIOS settings. Okay, changeable BIOS settings and BIOS password stores into your BIOS chip. These are the temporary type data, guys. Whenever the power is off, this data will be gone and the settings will be reset to factory default. Factory default. It means so old dates, date and time, and the settings. You enable a certain setting, it will be disabled. You change certain value, it will be go back to the previous state. Manufacturer default settings, factory default settings will be loaded. So what to do? So they use a battery to power this CMOS chip. CMOS chip means your ROM chip or a BIOS chip will be get power from separately lithium battery, 3 volts lithium battery. Okay. So even if you shut down your computer, your power off your computer, this CMOS chip is continuously getting power. If you remove this battery, the information in the BIOS will be go to factory default. Why these many calls today? Simply click credit card and get. I don't want anything. Okay. So this is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so it is a lithium battery. What is CMOS? CMOS is a chip manufacturing technology, guys. IC manufacturing, chip manufacturing technology is a CMOS, complementary metal oxide semiconductor field effective transistor. It is a transistor, and by name itself, it is a complementary metal oxide semiconductor. Semiconductor, it comes under material part, not a battery part. Semiconductors are not batteries, right? So silicon base. Okay. So this is a lithium battery, that is a CMOS. CMOS is a technology to build CMOS chips like your ROM chip Your RAM chip, your CPU, everything is built by CMOS technology only. Complementary means it's a combination of PMOS and NMOS. Still, a lot of people, even they done a M.Tech in computer science, simply they will tell CMOS is the battery which is made by CMOS. Wrong. Okay, it is a lithium battery. But one thing, guys, important. Always remember, learn correct one better. Learn correct one. Okay, but do not argue with anyone on anything. So because you're a student, I'm telling. So someone like my senior or maybe someone feel he knows very everything. Like if he has start arguing, the battery is a CMOS, nothing else. It is actually a transistor. Don't argue. Don't try to explain him. This is transistor is different and battery is different. So don't argue him. So that's a thank you. Bye bye. Okay. That's the point, guys. Remember in a life lesson it is never argue with your seniors, team leaders on anything. If you feel they know it. So some people are good. So like my team, like we have a three trainers totally, like two trainers mainly. Okay. So they have a lot of knowledge. Even they don't know that they will learn. They listen to me. Okay. Even I listen to them. Okay. So that's the people. Some people will. Some people it's not like this. Some people it's like an argument. Like no, you are wrong. This is completely wrong. You don't know this small thing is also. So don't try to show them you are correct. Don't prove you are correct. Simply say okay, thank you, bye bye. Okay. So a lot of differences are there between the people nowadays. Next one is CMOS checksum error, guys. If someone removed this battery and insert the battery, then next time you start your PC, you will get this kind of CMOS checksum error. And you go to the BIOS settings, you done all the settings back, and your system is running. But every time system is shut down and started again, means next day you start your system, you are getting CMOS checksum error again. Every time starting only, you are getting after shutdown and start, you got a CMOS checksum error. So what is the problem? The battery is power is less. The power is not there in the battery, so you have to change the battery compulsory. And this is how to go to BIOS settings. Already tell you when you start your PC, immediately press the CMOS setup array. CMOS setup. The name is like that. BIOS setup, CMOS setup. We use the word same thing. Okay. So you go to the BIOS setup. So you will get a BIOS key when you start your PC. BIOS key. Press the BIOS key. You will go to BIOS settings. So you whatever you want you do it. You can do it once you go inside. You can change the settings. You can check the system configurations. You can check or change the date and time. You can give the passwords kind of stuff. Guys, BIOS password is different. Operating system password is different. Like you turn on your PC, you type password to go inside your PC, right? So username password, that password is different. Your BIOS password is different. BIOS password for BIOS settings purpose, hardware related. They tell me, someone is trying to tell. Okay. The next one is, guys, motherboard. Motherboard is a main circuit board. We are all connecting our devices either on the motherboard or either it is directly are connecting on the motherboard. Okay, which is like a CPU, RAM. We are connecting directly on motherboard. The graphics card will connecting directly on motherboard. SSD M.2 type that is connecting directly on motherboard. Some are connected to motherboard like a hard disk, CD-RAM, which we are connecting directly on motherboard internally. Directly means like through cable we are connecting hard disk. Another one, it is external to the motherboard, like a keyboard, mouse, printer, scanners, your USB, pen drives. These are all we are connecting externally to your motherboard outside of your cabinet, right? But all are connected. All the devices must connected to your motherboard, either directly or indirectly. So it means on the motherboard or to the motherboard, we should connect it. Okay, that's why it is called a motherboard. All are connected to one single board only. Okay, so your motherboard has different components. Okay, so PCI slots, like I showed NIC network interface card kind of stuff. So that is we are connecting to PCI slots. CPUs, processors, CPU, slot or sockets, memory slots, expansion slots. That's expansion slot means PCI or PCIX, PCIe, this type of connectivity. PCI means it is a larger and PCIe is a smaller one. You want to see motherboard PCIe. So guys, this yellow one PCIe, yellow one 16, it is showing now 16. This is usually for a graphics card, graphic card. The small one is PCIe, the big one is graphics card purpose. Okay, this is PCI slots, the yellow bar, it's a white bars are there. No? PCI slots. Okay, the cards, what are the inserting card like a PCI, Ethernet card, PCI Ethernet card. So the card you can see this is a bigger, you can see it's a big size, you can look at. This is small, you can see smaller size. This is PCIe Express. PCIe. E means Express, small one. PCI, bigger one. That's the difference. IO ports, chipsets, different chipsets, and in North Bridge, South Bridge, already we told. Okay, IDE, SATA connectors for hard disk and CD-RAM, floppy disk connector, now it is not there. CMOS battery inserting, like we can put a CMOS battery, power supply connectors, heat sinks, connectivity, and front panel connectors also there. I have a older motherboard kind of stuff. The older motherboard having lot of components as compared to new motherboard. New motherboard, everything is darker, not colorful also. If you see here it is, this is a CPU socket guys, CPU socket, RAM slots, and this is a power connectivity, ATX power connectivity. It is a 20 pin. It is a older, right? It is 20 pin. Nowadays we are getting 24 pin. These white bars you have see, this is a PCI slots. This green one, if you see, this is the green one. The green one is AGP slot, accelerated graphic port, graphic card. This is North Bridge, this is South Bridge. Already I told what is the North Bridge duty? Make a communication. So between, it will control the communication between RAM and processor. South Bridge will control the communication between RAM and other peripherals, means your other chipsets, okay, everything. This is audio type of connectivity, LAN port, USB port, serial port, parallel port, USB port, PS by 2 port. And this is, if you see these two bars, you can see that is a PATA type of hard disk connectivity. One type of hard disk connectivity, other type of hard disk also we can see. Yesterday, I think so, last class, I shared something. Certain videos to you guys, so then better you must go through once. Okay, these are the RAM slots. and one RAM is inserted. This is the power connector. So this one is a power connector. Okay, these are the different RAM slots. In olden days, we have multiple RAM slots are there. Already we have given the RAM slot part. Space is not there. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, this is how we are inserting a RAM. Different angles, pictures, wall pictures, but still good. This is a back panel connector. Back panel connector. You know, now also it is available. New motherboards also coming with this one instead of USB. Okay, so you can connect with USB and as well as some motherboards having enhanced PS/2 mouse or a keyboard connectors. Keyboard connector, mouse connector. This is VGA, means where you connect a monitor. This is the monitor data cable connector, parallel port and serial port. Serial port having multiple names, guys. Serial port, COM port, RS232, like this. This is our LAN connector. LAN connector, RJ45 connector, USB ports, and these are the audio connectivity. So mic connector, speaker connector, line in connector, like that. So the color code will indicate what type of connectivity it is. These are the different back panel connectors and their pictures. This is little difficult to arrange here. I will try. One by one picture I have to copy paste. Okay. Is a PS/2 means personal system. The name is personal system. This is PS/2 connector. Connect your keyboard and mouse. Okay, it's a 6-pin connector. So olden days we get a 5-pin connector also. So that time, if you don't connect the keyboard, you can't boot also. Okay, if you don't connect the keyboard that time, 5-pin DIN connector, if you know, have you may, that is a big joke is there. Okay, that is a SF1 to set up keyboard not connected. Remember this is. You know, that's a very good error is there like this. This is a kind of error. CMOS checksum error for a keyboard is not connecting. This kind of error only. This is not exactly error, but this kind of error. This is a conflict IO port error. Input output conflict is generated. Okay, so there is a one joke is there like if you don't connect a keyboard, so then it won't boot also. See, it is no keyboard detected. Press F1 to run setup. So if keyboard is not connected, it is not detecting keyboard. Then how you can press the F1? Okay, so that kind of errors also there. This is for a monitor or a projector type of connector. Nowadays we are getting SDMI cables for a projector connector. SDMI cables are connected. This is a serial port. Most of the motherboards nowadays we don't have a serial port.
Hello.
And that too complete black size. Okay. Yeah, tell me.
Your voice is not come properly.
My voice is not good.
So now it's fine. Earlier it was breaking, but now it's fine.
Better check speeds, take speed. Because I didn't touch that mic area. My is good. So can you hear now better?
Yeah, now better.
One by one we'll certainly let rest. This is the processor connector where we connect a processor. These are the RAM slots, guys, and this is your power supply connector. And this corner also you will get a power supply connector, 8-pin connector it is. Okay, this is the graphic card connector. Okay, and this is your CMOS battery. Okay, lithium battery and CMOS chip. And of course, there is a audio chipset, video chipsets, onboard connectors, front panel connector will be there here. Okay, PCI slots are there, PCIe slots, not PCA slot, PCIe slots are there. And this is, you can specifically, you can't see properly because it's a more blur. Okay, so not clarity, but this is SSD onboard connector, M.2 type connectivity. And you will get this one, two, that some 3, 4 will be there. So this is like a hard disk data cable connector. This is a back panel connector. So that time I copied from Amazon. This is a back panel connector. So much unnecessary space it is occupying. And we don't need this much space to occupy. Okay, so here PS by 2 given. This is a monitor purpose VGA port, but you can see HDMI port is also there. 3.0 USB, 2.0 USB, LAN cable, RJ45 connector it is, and this is the audio and speaker type of connectivity. Okay, guys, this is a small thing about your motherboard. Next important is SMPS, so smart power supply. Okay, what is a switch mode power supply? What is a switch mode power supply? Here it is. You know, our main power supply, what are the power supply? You are getting the power supply you are getting. So that is a 220 volts, somewhere like you can 220 to 230 volts power supply, AC power supply with a 50 hertz frequency. With a 50 hertz frequency, you are getting a this power supply. It is a sine wave. Sine wave means it's like a plus minus, it will keep changes. No constant. It is not a plus voltage or minus voltage. It is a 220 volts plus and as well as a minus voltage. It keeps switching every 0.5 seconds. Okay, so that's the some point way, guys. So main power supply is a 220 volts, but our system, our computers, our laptops, mobile phones need a DC power supply. So our SMPS will convert AC to DC. Not only computer SMPS guys, also you have a charger. Okay, you are using a charger, right? A mobile phone charger. The mobile phone charger is also SMPS type. Olden days we got RPS type. Now we are getting SMPS
Sir,
type.
in a mobile charger, uh, we use rectifier or SMPS.
We are using a mobile phone chargers lightweight now, so that is SMPS type one.
But we can also use rectifier.
That is called a RPS. Rectifier is a normal one, so it's just a name, but it is regulated power supply. One power type of power supply is a regulated power supply. Regulated power supply having a column. One column is we will get only 6 volts, 5 volts, 2 volts, like that only one type of voltage you will get it, and lot of it cannot able to handle the loads. Load changes,
Okay.
current changes. SMPS will manage multiple voltages, okay, multiple voltages, and fast charging means need a some push kind of stuff. Is there not without increasing the means without putting more load like what we can say current, okay, so without draw more current, so it will be able to supply current faster. Okay, that's the point.
Okay, sir, got it.
Nowadays we have a mobile phone and we are connecting, like mine is a Samsung mobile phone. I can connect it to Realme, the new adapter also, no problem, I will connect it. Or maybe I will connect it to old type of connector also, because of the SMPS is works like that. In very olden days, you buy a Motorola mobile phone, the base the mobile the main connector is there, na? That should be same company, same model, same type. It's no convenience. So more technology increases compared to old SMPS to current SMPS also. Okay, so guys, earlier days we have a 80 power supply is there. Now it is we have a 80x. The new 80x is 24 pin plus we should get a additionally 4 or a 6 or 8 depends upon your motherboard. These additional pins are important. Some type of SMPS will give all the type of 4, 6 or 4 plus 4, 4 plus 2 like that it will give, or a direct 8 it will give. Okay, depends upon your motherboard guys. If you see motherboard this corner, so there is a separate power connectivity is required, plus this one plus this one. So like this is main 24 plus this one is required. So for this one, based on your motherboard, you have to choose your SMPS 4 pin or 6 pin or 8 pin. Okay, and here it is a different type of connectors. You can look at this different type of connectors. These connectors. Okay, this is main power supply, and this is so SMPS converts AC to DC. AC to DC, different type of connectors will come. And I like this one. So here I have a one picture. So closer picture is also there. This is also better. I will go with this one. Okay. This is different color coding. You can able to get it. 24 pin connector. Each one is color coded. So we'll get a 12 volts, minus 12 volts, plus 5 volts, plus 3.3 volts, and ground connectivity. And every SMPS having a certain voltage levels. Okay, certain voltage levels are there. Okay, so not voltage levels, less wattage levels. Like you buy a SMPS like this. So this SMPS maybe okay, this SMPS maybe 400 watts or 500 watts, 600 watts, 1 kV kind of stuff is also there. But you have to choose this SMPS for any computer. You have to choose properly. So first thing is your CPU consumes certain wattage, like a 50 wattage, 50 watts. RAM consumes 20 watts, maybe a hard disk consumes 30 watts. Like each component consumption will be there. So the overall wattage consumption, for example, 400. Take a 450 or 500 watts. So somewhat at least 50 to 100 additional watts, not required 1 kV, 2 kV. Okay, so yours is 400, then take 450 or 500. Yours is 500, total consumption is 500, take 600. Little higher is required, not too much higher. So when you are taking this SMPS, so better to check how much wattage of it is. Okay, and that is the point, guys. So this is about your SMPS. Switch mode, power supply. Next one is about the hard disk and is there. Okay, so what I am trying to say is, first of all, I will tell about a different storage devices. Then we'll come back to then we'll be discuss about a we'll discuss about a hard disk, SSD, and hard disk partitions. So generally we think it is very small topic, but if you keep going, it is different. Okay, guys. Secondary storage devices. What is secondary storage devices? What are the primary storage devices? RAM and ROM. What is main memory? What is main memory? Or RAM. Okay. And what is the secondary storage devices? These are the secondary storage devices. Means where you store your operating system, applications, data separately. Means not directly on the PC, not directly inside your ROM and RAM. It cannot hold. RAM cannot hold anything. ROM is only hardware information. Okay. But you have to load the operating system, but you have to store the operating system some location. You have to load an application, so it has to be stored in some location. Okay, so where to store? You can store in a hard disk or a floppy disk, tape drives, zip drives, CD, DVD, these DVDs. Okay, Blu-ray disc. So first of all, I will go with the floppy disk because floppy disk are discontinued. I will show you how floppy disk look like. Like this. It is a kind of magnetic memory, guys. The data which stores inside this magnetic type of disk. It will rotate while data is doing reading and writing. It happens on this disk by rotation. And there is a read and write header, so it will move this. Now there is a NAS type. So when you insert a floppy disk into the drive, it will move. The read and write device will try to read it. Okay. These are the floppy disks. So this is a bigger floppy and this is small floppy. The small floppy called a 3.5 inch floppy disk. The maximum floppy disk size is 1.44 MB. Very small. Okay. Very small. Okay, 1.44 MB. Nowadays, not even a one picture also cannot store. That time we store the books also. Okay, so we done a project work for it, and on time of diploma, I have to store my project document into the floppy disk. It's a mobile device. Like nowadays we are using pen drives, same way that is a floppy disk. After my engineering, I store my project work into CD. That's the difference. Because floppy is gone and I'm using laptop, so only CD-ROM is available. Okay. Next one is zip drives. We'll go to the zip drives, guys. So here it is, zip drive. What is a zip drive? Zip drive is look like a floppy disk only, but it is not as a 1.44. This is a higher sizes also there, like a 100 GB, 100 MB. In MBs only zip drives are there, which is usually for the large size data transmission purpose, backup and restoration purpose. Mainly take a backup and restore into some different PCs. Okay. Fast booting purpose means installations related. It's like a zip drive is like a floppy disk only, but it is very high density type. Okay, it can hold more data. So separate drive is there for read and writing purpose. Okay, zip drives we are cancelled. It's a big one. Okay, so more than 100 MB, 200 MB also there. I'm giving just example 100 MB. Hard disk we'll discuss separately. Tape drives are very good one. Tape drives still we are using. Or we are using for a backup purpose, mainly backup purpose, and these tape drives we call it as a DAT or a DDS, digital data storage. Okay, DDS or DATs, digital data storage. That's why we have to put a combination DATs. So it's a cassette type, guys. It is a magnetic tape. Data stores in the magnetic tape. Guys, magnetic tapes are a sequential memory, not random access memory. It is a sequential memory. It means you can play one track, then another track only plays. Not like you whatever you want it, you can select and play. What happens here? That's it is a cheaper solution for a backup. Still, we are using even a cloud. If you are going with the cloud is also use these things to store your data. Okay, this is a DDS1, so 4 GB. The recent, I know last one is around 160 GB, 320 GB is there. Okay. Somewhat maybe more than that one also may be available. So it's a different sizes also available. Okay, guys. So what is a tape drive? It is a magnetic tape. It's look like a magnetic cassette type, like audio cassette kind of stuff. Okay. It will use for backup purpose. I take a backup, but I have to store the backup somewhere. But where to store? Cheaper the solution is tape drives. Okay. Yeah, we have a CD, DVD, Blu-ray. Not that Blu-ray, it's a Blu-ray. Okay. So why still? CD-ROM is a 700 MB size. DVD 4.7 GB side, it is a bigger as compared to this. Okay, this is we are using, guys. So these are we are not using Blu-ray. And a DVD double layer is also there. Double layer is 8 or 8.5 GB is there. So, okay, there is a double layer 8 or 8.5 GB double layer also there. Blu-ray, it is a 25 GB Blu-ray. So we can get a double layer is 50 GB. Double layer one is 50 GB. Of course, so when CDs are there, CD become a demand. So almost CDs are there for a longer period of time. Then DVDs are came. So CD, DVD both are having demand because you want to store the data which is less than 600, like around 600, 650. So better to go with the CD RAM. You have a data more than 600 or 700, 800, 1 GB, 2 GB. DVD is better, like a Windows XP CD, Windows Vista DVD. Okay, like this, that is the thing. And also movies, double layer DVDs are there, so we can store completely 4 or 5 movies in the one DVD that time. Okay, so next Blu-ray came into market, guys. That time lot of things have changes. Blu-ray came to market with the extreme cost, and it is a new technology, plus cost is high. And meanwhile, the pen drives become popular. Pen drives, like a 2 GB pen drive, 4 GB pen drive, 8 GB pen drive. It is very easy, right? So simply you can copy into your system and delete it. Okay, no problem. So pen drives become handy as compared to maintaining a Blu-ray. But still Blu-rays are using, where we are using Blu-ray kind of stuff. If you go to PS4, PS5 kind of stuff, then this is, you will get a Blu-ray. So this is a Blu-ray because the game data is very bigger, like a 25 GB, 40 GB data is there. So they use the Blu-ray kind of stuff to store the data. Okay. Now we don't have a separate Blu-ray drives. We are not using. Just for information only, I told this one, guys. But Blu-ray, it's these three are a optical storage. These are the magnetic storage. Why I kept a hard disk separately, I will tell you. Okay. So storage, to store operating system, applications and data, we store in different places. Nowadays, we put it in a internal hard disk. Okay, internal hard disk, SATA type of hard disk. Okay, PATA type of hard disk are there. And we are using a SSDs. Nowadays, you buy any laptop with SSD only. Now, hard disk has become very less. Okay, we store a data nowadays in a SSD manner only. Okay, the instead of hard disk, internally they are giving SSDs. In SSD also two type of interfaces. M.2 type of interface, another is SATA interface. That is, we will discuss about hard disk interfaces. Okay, to store data externally, you have a data and you cannot maintain inside your PC or laptop. Better to buy a USB external hard disk. Okay, some people small data, like you want to transfer the data, you want to transfer data from one system to another system, or one device to another device, because nowadays we have a TVs also there. Okay, one device to another device, or you want to store data or backup the data. So we are getting USB pen drives and USB external hard disk. Guys, eMMC is a kind of a small chip which we cannot access directly, which is built inside of your laptops, mobile phones, tablets. You know, when you see a mobile phone configuration, olden days, it will shows, okay, 4 GB RAM, 32 GB ROM. That is not ROM, because people, they put a, make it more easy way, so they people said RAM and ROM. So RAM is 4 GB, ROM is 32 GB. What is ROM? Read-only memory means you can load it and you cannot write it back, right? That is a ROM. So completely wrong concept it is. But the mobile phones, the manufacturer, the given details, instead of writing the internal storage, they said ROM, simple. Okay, because the typing letters will be reduced. The original, the memory inside your mobile phone or your tablets, eMMC, small e, MMC type. So this is the memories we are doing. It is not a memory cards kind of stuff, guys. It is actually memory cards also same technology. The memory cards, SD cards we are using the same technology it is, but it is for your mobile phones, laptops also. Actually, it is built inside your mobile phone. Mini laptops also there. EMCC mini laptops. If you know any mini laptops, you can see this is mini laptop. The mini laptops is actually it's a bare-bone laptop. They have a internal memory which we cannot able to change. So that directly the memory is. It's a bare-bone laptop, no processor, nothing. You have to select a processor. Okay, this is not that one. You better go with a major. Yeah, this is the mini laptop. Okay, so the ePCCs, those kind of stuff, the built-in memory inside. Some are having a built-in SSD, but you go 15,000, 14,000 range. Laptops, mini laptops available. So that also works fine, but you will get a 32 GB or 64 GB eMMC memory only. Okay, this is about some storage devices, guys. Next, we will going to discuss about a hard disk. And SSDs. This is we are going to discuss, but take a break, guys. So it's 11:50. Come back at 12. Okay, 12:5. So then we'll continue hard disk and SSD differences. Hard disk, some partitions, MBR, PT required or not? No. So I will skip that part. So I will share one video. Then I will tell about a boot operating system start. Okay, hard disk and SSD difference is important. Otherwise, I will tell now. Okay. So take a break separately. I will tell. Okay, take break.